We just celebrated the National Day of Prayer. Hopefully you knew about it. Hopefully you took a moment to pray. The National Day of Prayer first began back in 1952. Harry Truman is the one credited with helping start this thing, and it was the end of World War II, and he wanted to make sure that people remembered God, and we set aside a day to actually go to God in prayer. Well, that kind of idea is not a new idea in America. In fact, the very first time the Founding Fathers ever met was September 6, 1774. They convened, and John Adams wrote Abigail. The opening motion was made by Thomas Cushing, and Thomas Cushing's opening motion was that we should begin with prayer. They not only agreed upon it, they called the local pastor, the Reverend Jacob DeShay, to come join them, and he led them in prayer. And the records of Congress indicate it wasn't just a prayer meeting. They actually indicate that he then led them through 4 chapters of the Bible, and that prayer meeting and Bible study lasted for nearly 2 hours, and it doesn't stop there. As the American Revolution goes on and Congress continues to meet, one of the things Congress does is they call for a time of prayer and fasting, and then for times of prayer and thanksgiving. These were national days of prayer called for by the Continental Congress, and just during the American Revolution alone, there were 15 calls for a national day of prayer, some for prayer and fasting, some for prayer and thanksgiving. The reason this is important is we often hear that America was a secular nation. The Founding Fathers were atheists, agnostics, deists, or a disconnect to the reality of the impact of Christianity and the Bible in our nation. But when you study history, what is abundantly clear is that our nation was formed and built largely on a foundation of Christianity and the Bible.